Hey, yeah, you know what time it is. Turf and Talk, straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights go, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means. Turf and talk, right from the block. Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and talk, yeah, we move that crowd. DMV, stand up, say it loud.
Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching. I am Jay the Jedi, better known on IG as Jay, J-A-Y, the T-H-A, Jedi, Jedy0212. Find me on IG. And with me today is my co-host is not here today. My producer is not here today. Today, the mice of the fam, Jay the Jedi. And with me, as always, Grandmaster West. How you doing, Grandmaster West? All right. That's what I like to hear. First of all, before we get into the things, this is the off-season show. I want to thank y'all for continually watching us, continuing checking up on us. Once again, catch me on IG or TikTok, or I think on Snapchat. The name is the same, J-A-Y, the T-H-A, Jedi, Jedi0212. If you have any comments, if you want to have any ideas, suggestions, or just want to give us some kudos for the show, hit me up at any time. I'm pretty real late with looking at all my friend requests, so please be patient. If you send a friend request to me, I can be a little bothersome in that category, but I will try to get in my friend request box if I see a bunch of people reaching out. Also, check out the website. Turf and Talk website is up and running. We got Turf and Talk merch. We have former past shows on there. We get a little in depth with the show host, me, TJ, and we're going to be showing some things with Grandmaster West, also E Boogie. We want to have those faces on our website soon, so we're going to let you guys see what the family looks like here in Turf and Talk. Also, the Audiolist app. If you guys don't know, check out the Audiolist app on whatever your phone is, whether it's iTunes or Spotify, whatever you download apps from. Check out, please, Audiolist app. Find Urban X. Check out Wake the Turf every Saturday and Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to, believe at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. we in. So from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., check us out. Wake the Turf, Audiolist app, Urban X. Back to Wake the Turf. If you guys don't know, the mock drafts are in full range. Everyone has their idea for a mock draft. So I don't have everyone's team out there, okay? So I know you guys, especially my DMV football fans from different fans all across the United States, all football teams across the United States, reach out to me. Find me on IG. If you want me to post your mock draft player, give me your player, give me your screen name, and I'll make sure your fan base hears that you think that this player right here should be drafted on your team. But for my team, I'm going to be real with y'all. I've been going back and forth. I'm thinking about a safety for the 49ers. I'm thinking about a receiver for the 49ers. I'm thinking about an interior lineman for the offense for the 49ers. And then I think about a tight end. And today on my mock draft 3.0, because of George Kittle's injury, I'm going to dedicate this mock draft pick for him. My mock draft pick for my 49ers in the 27th pick for the 2026 NFL draft would be Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon. I have a great feeling about this young man. He's more of a pass catcher right now. He's not really, known for blocking, so that's going to be something he's going to have to work on. And hopefully Kyle and the people in the system and the coaches there can get him up, and especially with George Kittle, he can get better with his blocking. But the route running, He has good hands, and he's pretty fast to be, a tight end. He reminds me in a sense of a Sam's Club version of Vernon Davis, and I don't want to make that seem like I'm throwing shade at this young man, but I don't think he is as talented as Vernon Davis was coming out of Maryland, but I do think he has some traits of Vernon Davis. So I'm looking forward to him if he does come to the 49ers. If not, we will make sure that we keep a track on his where he's going to be at. So my next thing is for the Commanders. Now, my co-host is not here for the Commanders, but I have a mock draft pick for them. My mock draft pick for the Washington Commanders. I don't know what pick they are, so excuse me, Commander fans. I don't know where you're at in the draft. I know you're ahead of us, which means you had a worse season than us, and you did. My pick for you guys, Ruben Baines, University of Miami, pass rusher, defensive end. If you don't know about Ruben Baines, this dude right here was causing havoc last year in the college playoff. He and his cohort on the other side, I forgot his name because they were very dynamic pass rushing duo. They were coming off the edge and flying. I mean, this team right here, the Miami, and that's my guys, the Miami Hurricanes team of last year, even though they lost the championship, they had some extreme NFL-ready pass rushers, and I can't wait to see what they do at the next level. I do believe that Ruben Baines is said to have small arms. Okay. He doesn't have T-Rex arms, people. And I think sometimes when people hear small arms, they think T-Rex. Grandmaster West, do you think small arms is a T-Rex thing in football? Because I think it's funny. Yeah, listen, I think he has, but no, he doesn't have the smallest arms, but they are small. But if you've seen what he did last year, that didn't seem to really affect his play. So I wouldn't get into all the small arm talk with Ruben Baines. There are people, though, that have small arms as pass rushers, and because they don't go against elite talent, they don't really know how or develop how to use their small arms. With Ruben, I think he's developed that talent. I don't doubt him one bit. And I do think that would be a great addition to the Washington Commanders with their first round pick. As we continue. Also, man, have y'all heard about, I got a new thing here at Turf and Talk. I'm going to call it the COA. You know what that means, Grandmaster West, COA? No. Crash Out Athletes of the Month. Crash Out Athletes. That's what we're going to call them, COAs. And the COAs for this month, the awards go to Puka Nakua for biting a date and yelling anti-Semitic things after the bite, and to Jaden Ivey, who decided that it was time now to go against the LGBT community in the NBA and not focus on your NBA career and maybe becoming a good NBA player before you take on more stronger causes for your religion. Just saying, Jaden, you kind of crashed out there. These two dudes crashed out tremendously. And if you haven't heard, Puka was sent to what do they call it? Drug rehab? When you have to go, is that what drug rehab? They send you off to get cleaned up. He had to go get cleaned up. Apparently, there's something going on in this young man's life, and I hope that he gets himself together, because biting people and yelling crazy stuff is not the way to go. And Jaden, man, listen, brother, I understand you are a religious man. We understand that you have a deep, 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 deep love and faith and belief in your faith. But my mother always taught me things. She taught me something, and this is what she taught me. I'm not a Bible person, okay? But there's a scripture in the Ecclesiastics, I think. Please don't, Bible people, don't get on me if I said it wrong. But Ecclesiastics, which is, there's a time and a place for everything, sir. That wasn't the time nor the place, okay? There's a time and place for everything. Everything. If you're going to run by this book, you might want to learn everything you can by this book, which is Ecclesiastics, a time and a place. And, sir, you violated big time. So just remember, everyone out there, time and a place for everything. You can have your views. You can believe what you want to believe, but there's a time and place for that stuff. So crash out COAs, please don't get on the COA list. Don't become a crash out athlete, okay? We got too many of that. Also, let's give a shout out. Let's give a shout out, Grandmaster West. Have you heard about Angel Reese? Well, Angel Reese is now traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream. I have some thoughts about this, but I guess my thing is for Chicago, what happened? This was supposed to be your franchise player. I understand that she can be a little bit tough to work with, but there are a lot of superstars in the NBA, in the NFL, especially in the NFL, receivers that can become very hard to work with. So you have to do better as an organization to figure out a way to communicate and work with what you would call a superstar player or a foundational piece. And then we got Angel, baby girl. You look at yourself as a foundational piece. You look at yourself on the same stratosphere as Caitlin Clark and the other high-profile stars in the NBA. If that's the case, Angel, you got to do better with communicating with your team and showing them that you are here for them and not padding your stats or not just, vulgarly trying to win. Everyone's trying to win, Angel, but you can't be vulgar with it. You got to understand that all your teammates and everyone, I would hope, that plays on a team with you wants to win. And if you feel like you have to go over and above to get them to focus, then your leadership style needs to be changed and worked on. You have to be able to lead in a way where you're not going at them in a way that disrespects them or makes them feel like they just check out of trying to score or check out from trying to play team ball. That's not what leaders do. So in this situation, I do think the two sides, Chicago and Atlanta, needed their Chicago and Angel needed to separate. Hopefully, Angel will go to Atlanta. The scene in Atlanta is different. To me, it's a little bit more rural, but a little bit more together when it comes to the city. Not to say nothing's wrong about Chicago, but Chicago and New York, they kind of fit the mold of the big city. Tall skyscrapers. You really got to understand the big city to be a part of the big city. Hopefully, in Atlanta, Angel will do what she needs to do and get back on track to being the player that we all know she can be. Now, shout out to LeBron in Memphis. Okay, I said shout out, but let me shout out to the people in Memphis. Shout out to my brothers and sisters in Memphis. Let me hold you down real quick. LeBron, come here real quick, son. Let me tell you something. You shouldn't be on a golf course talking crap about Memphis in front of a bunch of Caucasians, telling every team in Memphis that they move to Nashville. First of all, Nashville has a higher Caucasian population than an African-American population, number one. Number two, if you do any study in government, you will realize that when Tennessee gets their state budgets, they put more state budget aside for Nashville than they do Memphis. That's not anything I'm just saying. That's a fact. Memphis doesn't have 5-star hotels. And if anyone watching wants to know, like, well, what does that matter? Let me tell you. When NBA teams or NFL teams are choosing cities in their contracts, they're contractually obligated to find cities that have 5-star hotels, okay? When you're an NBA player, you're 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", yada, yada, yada. Staying at anything under a 5-star becomes a hassle. So that's why certain players can get frustrated when playing in Memphis because it's just, I don't think they have a 5-star hotel. They might have a 4-star hotel, and it's like one good 4-star hotel. But the reason why they don't have a lot of good businesses, or not to say good businesses, they don't have these major corporations as far as hotels coming in and setting up shop is because the money revenue from the state isn't worth the trouble and the hassle with setting up and having to deal with the normal things that any other business will have to deal with. Nashville to them is because of the infrastructure set up, because of the security in the infrastructure, it just makes sense for a lot of these major corporations to go there. But if Tennessee would stop spending as much money on Nashville and turn the state budget over to Memphis for, let's say, 5 years, Memphis could be just as good, if not better, than Nashville. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you something. Check out the Tennessee Titan seats. Tennessee Titan games don't really sell like that much. Their stadium's in Nashville, okay? Their hockey team can outsell their football team. It's very easy. Vanderbilt can outsell the Titans at time. It's not hard. But you know one thing about the Grizzlies, Memphis, when they're good, they sell out. They go. Like when the Grizzlies were having that Ja Morant moment, they were packing that place. They were packing it daily. They have a die-hard fan base in Memphis. They are not wishy-washy. When they get a team, they put their arms around that team, and they love that team. Check their basketball team, check their college basketball team, and any football program and college-wise they get. They put their hands around it. They love it. So, LeBron, let's chill out. Let's kind of remember our settings when we are in a golf course setting with a bunch of people of a different race. Let's not poo-poo a city that's majority black and say, let's move their team out of that city into the city up the street that gets all the revenue and the money, because that area seems to be better where, you put more money and infrastructure into that city, so it should be better. Once again, that's not Memphis's fault. It's not even Nashville's fault. It's Tennessee, the state's fault. It's the governor's fault. It's the senator's fault. It's the Congress people's fault. Those who people that people and the residents in Memphis need to be looking at. And I hope y'all get people up out of there when it comes to the Senate, Tennessee. I don't know if you will, but I hope you do. Shout out to everyone in Michigan, even though Lord knows y'all won the college March Madness basketball tournament. I didn't watch Grandmaster West. I didn't even see the women UCLA Bruins beat Don Staley, and I was mad because I thought Don Staley was going to win with South Carolina, but they lost against the UCLA Bruins. So your title champions for college basketball who won the March Madness tournament are the University of Michigan Wolverines and the Lady UCLA Bruins. Congratulations, both teams. Will they be able to repeat? I will tell you something. I don't know about Michigan. Not to say they can't do it, but I don't know. I would not be surprised at the least if the UCLA Bruins, the Lady Bruins, are back in the Final Four and back in a championship next year. They are that good and they are that stacked. Grandmaster West, have you heard about Stephen A. versus Matt Barnes? Okay, so Stephen A. has some issues. Well, Stephen A. has a lot of issues, but he had several issues with, first, Jason Whitlock. And if you know anything about Jason Whitlock, you're like, well, Jason Whitlock kind of probably deserves it, which is true. And then Stephen A. starts to go on the tyrant of, I forgot initially what he said, but he was basically going on someone for talking down on black people or whatever. And Matthew Barnes comments and says, well, Stephen A., you take shots at black women all the time. Who are you to be the referee on, who can say what and when and where? Because you do it all the time. And which Stephen A. replies to Matt Barnes with, I do this all the time. And Obama. And before I get there, let me ask y'all something. You too, Grandmaster West. Y'all, should we start talking about, like, geopolitics? Like Israel, Iran, and all that. Y'all want us to talk about that? Because, anyway, Stephen A. was like, what Obama did with Iran wasn't smart. And I could get into it. I don't want to bore y'all with it. It's real. It's a lot of in-depth stuff, but let's just say it's half and half BS what Stephen A. saying. And it basically lets everyone knows who's paying attention to politics know that Stephen A. does not know a daggone thing about politics. He knows nothing really about football. He's barely hanging on to his basketball knowledge. And he just says things because he wants notoriety and attention. And to what I say to that is, shout out to him. Credit to Stephen A. Smith. Props to you. I take my hat out to you. But to all his fans, I say it's your fault. Or to people who criticize him, it's your fault. Stop giving Stephen A. your time. Stop mentioning him on the internet. Let his sicko fans follow him and let his new friends on the right follow him, because that's who follow him. It's his buddies on the right side of the aisle that he made. It's Trump. It's all this Tucker Carlsons. It's all those guys down that are his friends. Let those audiences deal with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith couldn't debate anyone, including myself, anyone of any kind of substance, anyone of any kind of substance. He couldn't and wouldn't debate them. So Stephen A., whatever, bro, credit to you. You know, you've hustled your way through this industry, but, you know, let's pipe down a little bit. Now, Wes, let's talk about the talk. Daredevil, Wes, what you know about it? What you know about season 2 of Daredevil? Now, if y'all don't know, when the cats are here, then the Marvel must be secluded. Not secluded, but we have to watch how we talk about the Marvel, because we don't want to let too much Marvel stuff out, because, you know, a lot of people don't really know what's going on in the Marvel universe. But when it's me and Grandmaster Wes and you, we can talk about everything. So let me say y'all something about the new Daredevil, season 2. What Daredevil is doing, if you don't know, they are putting the thought of the vigilante, the hero, and the anti-hero all on trial. Okay? In Daredevil, there are heroes, there are heroes, vigilantes, anti-heroes, and the vigilantes are the most dangerous ones. Well, no, anti-heroes are the most dangerous ones. Why? The anti-hero, who in this show is Bullseye, Punisher, they play for keeps. When they hit you, you stay down. You're not getting back up. You're going to stay down. They're putting you in the dirt. The anti-hero, Batman, others like Daredevil, they beat you up. They beat you up real bad, and they send you to the prison beat up with black eyes, stuff like that. You got to tell everybody, yeah, I got my butt whipped by Batman. Those are anti-heroes. And then the hero is the capturer, Spider-Man, Superman. They capture you. They try not to hurt you, but they capture you and bring you into the police. That's your standard hero. And in this series, they are putting these theories on trial, or they are putting these theories on trial in front of the public. And who's running this trial is Mayor Fist, a.k.a. Kingpin. And if you know anything about Kingpin, you know this is the top of the top drug lord of Marvel comic lore. He runs the underground syndicates. He is the underground syndicates. I think, I don't think. In the comics, Wilson Fisk took Steve Rogers' serum and became stronger. That's why, if you have noticed, he's able to smash people's heads in. He's able to cut people's heads off with a door. He can throw people into a wall and break their back because he has super soldier serum in him. So don't look at Kingpin as a big guy that can't fight. No, this is complete opposite. He's like a real strong dude that will break you in half. So this is the best season so far. And episode 4 comes on tonight. So far, Wes, season 2 is the best season of Daredevil. And I'm including the Netflix saga. And I'm going to tell you why. We are now establishing a world with vigilantes, heroes, and anti-heroes. And you are allowing to see, for an example, the swordsman, we can see some of these guys without hearing them. Like in the first season, you would hear, oh, the swordsman's he's a good hero, but you never saw him do anything. It was like, all right, what do you do? This season, you're actually able to see people do what they do and how they got the name that they got. So I like now that they're fleshing out the characters within the story, and they're allowing you to see them work, and they're allowing Daredevil to share screen time with the Swordsman and Jessica Jones and all these other Defenders that will be making their way onto the show. Yes, the Defenders are coming back to this Daredevil episode or season. How will this season end? I think Daredevil and Wilson Fisk will be in jail. Yep. Daredevil, I believe, will turn himself in as I forgot his name. He's going to pretty much give up his secret identity. And Kingpin, in the process of Matt, I forgot. Oh God, someone's going to Matt, whatever his name is, Matt's going to give up his secret identity when he takes down Kingpin. In the process of taking down Kingpin, he will also have to go to jail for being a vigilante, and Kingpin will go to jail. And I would not be shocked when the new Spider-Man movie hits theaters that we will pick up with some of their story with Spider-Man's movie. Do not be shocked at all. So that Spider-Man movie becomes essential now to the plot of not only Daredevil, but Doomsday, because we all know that Sadie Sink will be Jean Grey in the new Spider-Man movie. And I hope, for the love of God, if they're going to seriously do Jean Grey right, okay, let's put down the Phoenix sock. No Phoenix. I don't want her turning to the Phoenix no time soon, y'all. No time soon. Let her be Jean Grey. And the reason I say that, because Jean Grey is powerful. She is as powerful, if not more powerful of a psychic than Charles Xavier. That's how powerful regular Jean is. We don't need to amp her powers up with the Phoenix. No Phoenix. I don't want to see the bird on fire. No bird on fire. No Phoenix. Let's just chill with Jean Grey for about 8 to 10 years before we get close to introducing the Phoenix Saga. Every X-Men movie that has introduced the Phoenix Saga has failed. X3 failed. The other X-Men, when they tried to reboot with Jean being the Phoenix, failed. Stop doing the fucking Phoenix. Let the Phoenix sit, okay? Just let it sit. We can love Jean Grey. We can love Jean. Jean Grey is powerful enough. She doesn't need the Phoenix. Right now, the Phoenix is a cheat code. You know why I say the Phoenix is a cheat code, Grandmaster West? Because anytime in the plot of a story where things look too hairy for the X-Men, Jean will turn into the Phoenix and now everything's okay. That's plot armor. That is plot armor. That's plot armor. No more plot armor with Jean. No, stop it. We're done with the plot armor. Let Jean be Jean. The Punisher saga. You heard about the Punisher one take coming out, Grandmaster West? Yes. The one take comes out, I think, May the 12th, right after the Daredevil saga ends. You can, check that for me. The Punisher series will have, hopefully, Shady Sink in it, and they will explain some of her character as Jean Grey. But it's going to be interesting, Wesley, because they showed a preview snippet of the Punisher series. And they say, they got a couple of bad guys saying that they got a contract, a $5 million contract on Punisher and on Frank Castle. And they ask him, and they say, we got a $5 million bounty on you, Frank, and the girl. So is Jean Grey in the Punisher movie, in the Punisher series already? And does that Punisher series lead into the Spider-Man movie, which Punisher and Shady Sink will star in? Y'all didn't know that. If you didn't know, watch it again. Yes, John Bernthal's Punisher will be in the new Spider-Man along with Sadie Sink. And I'm guessing, Grandmaster West, that this Punisher series will be kind of like the prequel to off onboard us into that movie. That's what I'm thinking. And if that's the case, that's cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's real, real cool. Also, if y'all didn't know by now, I'm a Doomsday guy. I'm ready for it. And I have my guesses on Doomsday. So here I go, Wesley, with the open of Doomsday. You ready? Here's how my theory. I have my theory on how Doomsday would end. And I'm saying Marvel. I'm just saying. Him, Robert Downey Jr., removing the mask and having Future's mask off, slightly playing in the background. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. I'm not saying you got to do it. Just think about it. I'm now going to tell y'all my theory on the beginning of the movie. When we sit down and the movie starts, Wesley, okay? You in Doomsday, you're checking out the movie starts, and there's a fight scene, Wesley. There's a big fight scene automatically that starts the movie. And here's the fight scene, Wesley. The X-Men of your generation and my generation, starring Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, old Magneto, Ian McKellar, the Cyclops of James Hirsch and all those guys, they're fighting in New York. And guess who they're fighting, Grandmaster West? Guess. Let's take a wild guess. They're in New York fighting for their universe to stop an incursion. So to make it short, they know that their world is going to run against this next world. And if they don't blow up this world, then both worlds are going to collide and everybody going to go. So the X-Men had went to this universe with the help of Beast Smarts, and now they're in New York. And I'll give you all another guess, another hint. In this New York, there's a Spider-Man from our childhood, or our high school childhood, or should I say. And he's fighting against, you guessed it, those mutants from our childhood. And if you don't know the Spider-Man by now, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, along with Doc Ock and whoever other villains are in New York, will fight the X-Men of another universe to stop an incursion. And check me how it ends, everybody. Watch this. Now I'm going to watch this. The fight will end with the X-Men winning. The X-Men will kill Doc Ock. And right as they are about to deal the death blow to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the TVA door will appear, grab Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and the TVA door will close. Whose TVA door? Deadpool and Wolverine. And there will be tension with Wolverine and Spider-Man. You know why, everyone? Because if you look at X-Men characters, they all wear X-Men belt. Wolverine, Cyclops, all of them have the X on their belt. When they are fighting in New York, they're going to have the comic accurate costume. So they will all have their X on their belt. When Spider-Man gets pulled into the TVA by Deadpool, he's going to look at Wolverine's belt and see, wait a minute, you with them. And there's going to be the tension right there. Because he's going to think, wait a minute, you with those X guys. Those X guys tried to take out me and my universe, and they probably did. And he's going to be mad at Deadpool, like, you took me away from the fight. I needed to defend, and now you got this chaos. That will be just a side mission. That's going to be a side mission. And that will be the start of Doomsday. That's my theory. That's my theory, Grandmaster West. That is a tall stretch. That is a very tall stretch. But you know what? I know. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going with it. I'm going with it, and I'm going to let that sit. Also, Star Wars fans, as y'all know, Jay the Jedi 0212 on IG, TikTok, and Snapchat. Anyway, Star Wars fan over here. If y'all haven't seen the first 2 episodes of Darth Maul Shadow Warrior, my Lord, please watch it. It is some of the best Star Wars I've seen in a very long time. And for all those Acolyte haters, I like the Acolyte, so get out of here with that. I love the Acolyte. Was it the best thing I've seen on Star Wars? No. But let me tell you guys something. It was better than Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan should have been a movie, not a show. So I'm just going to put that out there. But this Darth Maul series is the best Star Wars series, especially for animation. please check it out, man. The voice acting is good. The story is good. It all follows the lore of Star Wars. I think this is probably the best Star Wars stuff within the last 2 to 3 years. I know people will poop poop on the Acolyte, but once again, I like the Acolyte. I don't think it was the worst Disney thing ever made, but well, Star Wars thing ever made, but I liked it. Okay. And if y'all didn't know, I'm a movie buff, so Animal Farm. Grandmaster West, have you ever read the book Animal Farm in school? Have you ever had to read that? Does that book seem familiar to you, Animal Farm? All right. Animal Farm is about it's a story about farm animals, okay? Pigs, geese, well, ducks, chickens, farm animals. And the farmer decides one day that he's going to send his pigs to the slaughterhouse. And the pigs didn't really understand until one of the pigs was like, yo, I think we're going to a slaughterhouse. And they rebelled. And they fought against the farmer. And they kicked the farmer off his own farm. All the animals. All the animals worked themselves against the farmer, booted him off the farm. Okay? So the farmers got kicked off the farm. The pigs, in a sense, create a socialist society. We're all going to work together. We're all going to work together to run this farm together. We are all equals as animals. And slowly through the story, you start to see the pigs gather more power and more power and more power. And now the socialist experiment isn't socialism anymore. It's a dictatorship. And now the pigs run the farm. And if you guys haven't read the story, please read the story. They just dropped a trailer for this movie. It looks remarkably good. Seth Rogen will be the bad pig. I cannot wait to hear Seth Rogen as the bad pig, the guy who needs to be taken down. I mean, I think of Seth Rogen as goofy, so to hear him take on a villainous role will be interesting. I can't wait to see that movie in the theaters. Hey, let me see something real quick, you guys, because I've been holding the show down, but let me see something. Let's see something real quick. See if we can get someone on the phone. Well. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you guys I had a special surprise for you. And I told you guys that we're here. We're always here. Even when one of us is not here, we're always here. So, as I said in my intro, I am Jay the Jedi. And with me is my awesome, dope co-host, Tanar J.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you all, but know that I'm there in spirit and I will be back really, really soon.
Well, we can hear you. We miss you. We can't wait to see you again. Do you want to tell us what's going on, or do you want to wait later on?
We can talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll let you lead. Go ahead. You're right on the mic. Just treat it like you would normally treat it.
Okay, so guys, it's like been a long time coming. For 2 or 3 years, I've been battling with hemifacial spasms. And these are involuntary jerks and twitches that happen on the left side of my face. And sometimes the muscles become very rigid in my face and like almost feel like they're pressing against me trying to speak or talk or look a certain way. But I'm having surgery, brain surgery to fix it. So next Tuesday, I will be having brain surgery at Johns Hopkins, and I will be recovering in 30 days, and then I'll be back on the set. So you guys, please keep me in your prayers, and I'll be back soon.
Thank you first for opening it up to us and allowing us in, because certain people don't. You don't have to do that. So thank you. We miss you. We cannot wait to have you back, and we will keep something here as a memento for you, so
Okay.
everyone will not miss that face. So everyone see that face again. I put it on camera. All right,
All right.
and we want you to know that we'll be here waiting. Okay.
All right. I
Anytime. We see you soon. Get well fast, okay?
I will.
All right.
Later.
Later. See, y'all? We have to do it right. You got to do it right. You can't do it sideways when you're doing it with the group, okay? How much time we still got? How much time we been cooking right now, Grandmaster West? 42. Man, I can still keep going. All right. Trick Daddy versus the AKAs. You heard about this? So, if y'all don't know, the AKA sorority decided that they wanted to have special musical guests for some kind of celebration that they were having. I don't know if it was an anniversary celebration for their sorority. I don't know what it was, but they decided to have musical rap acts to come in and, entertain them. And Trick Daddy, as if anyone knows, has listened to a Trick Daddy album before, you pretty much know what you're going to get. Uncensored, vulgar language, and he's speaking his mind. I have no problem with that. I've listened to Trick Daddy records all throughout his career, so I know who Trick Daddy is. Apparently, someone in the AKAs didn't know who Trick Daddy was. So they thought, I guess they are saying that they were under the impression of that they could tell Trick Daddy what to say, what not to say, what songs to do, what songs not to do. And I'm thinking to myself, AKAs, you're dealing with an entertainer, not a DJ. If you want that kind of editing or selection in your service, you need a DJ, not an entertainer. Because entertainers entertain. And how they feeling that day is pretty much what you're going to get. If they're high energy, you're going to get a high energy show. They're low energy, they're going to be a low energy show. If they feel like they known to be vulgar, they're going to be vulgar. If they feel like they're known for being a certain way, that's what they're going to bring to the table because they feel like this is what y'all know me for. Why am I going to be something different than what y'all know me for? So, AKAs, this is your fault. First of all, sororities in general, all of y'all is gangs. All right? All of y'all are gangs. I said it. It's gang work. Gangs. It's different kind of positive gangs, but it's a gang. Okay? Know who you're inviting. And maybe, just maybe, AKAs. Just maybe, just saying. I know because I know some AKs out there. They're going to hit me up like, Jay, don't come at. Now I'm going to come at y'all like, because y'all was wrong. You was wrong. Just a little research. That's it. I did a little research. Nobody has to give you or offer you anything other than their service. And if their service is not what you want, get a DJ. The DJ can find an edited version of everybody's music. Trust me. The DJ can also play song selections. That's why you get a DJ. You didn't need Trick Daddy. You needed a DJ. So that's what I would tell the AKA. So AKAs, do better. Also, man, y'all, hey, Drewski does the conservative woman imitation. And I'm not going to say the name because I know that's what she want. That's what you want. You want people to say it's you. No, it wasn't. It was conservative women. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. I'm not saying your name because I know that's what you want. You want people to say, well, he was doing no conservative women. And if you feel that he was picking on you directly, sounds like a hit dog hollering to me. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Because to me, the whole skit was titled Conservative Women. Not XY or name here, first name here, last name here. No. Conservative women. No identifying who. So if you identified or you took offense to the skit, hit dogs holler. It's an old rule. Hit dogs holler every time. Every time. So, Drewski, shout out to Drewski. Man, you doing your thing, bruh. I think somebody need to get this brother a TV show or something like this. Brother is doing close to, he's getting to that Dave Chappelle show kind of style. And I do think that Comedy Central, somebody needs to give this brother a show because this brother is talented. I mean, talented. What you got, Grandmaster West?
I think where Drewski is going is where he needs to head.
Mm-hmm.
He's cutting out
right.
what they did to David Chappelle.
Right.
He's going to build his own.
Exactly. I think that's what he needs to do, too.
I think that's what he needs to do.
Exactly.
He doesn't need nobody putting a cap.
Mm-mm. Why?
They ain't gonna do the same thing
Exactly.
to the late night shows.
Exactly. If you can have a show where you make the rules, Wes, and you control everything, you do it. And that's why I don't think he's trying. You know what? That's true, because he's not trying to leave YouTube, because you get creative control. All creative control. Total freedom. And that's why I like here. Total freedom here, y'all. This is YouTube fan. This YouTube mafia, man. We got to always remember that. Take advantage of your freedoms when you can speak and talk, because I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's crazy. It's crazy what they try to censor people with, because of, people just can't handle an opinion. It's crazy. But I got something. I'm going to save this one. We're going to save this one for Tanar J when she get back. But what about Pooh Shiesty versus Gucci Mane? You hear about that, Grandmaster West? All right, so if y'all don't know, there was an incident with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane. And I don't want to say it happened. I don't want to say it didn't. I'm going to say alleged. Allegedly, Gucci Mane and several others were lured to a studio in Dallas, allegedly, where Pooh Shiesty, allegedly, had his people waiting to make Gucci Mane sign him off, or let him sign himself off Gucci Mane's record label. Okay? Allegedly, also, what happened in this room was there was a man standing in front of the door, allegedly, and allegedly there were others with alleged firearms, and they allegedly told Gucci Mane and his people to run the Rolexes and the jewelry, allegedly. Now, right now, everything's alleged. I don't know who's going to testify against who, because everyone thinks it just has to be Gucci when it really doesn't. All it has to be is those others in the room, and Gucci can actually say, I'm not testifying at all. And if any one of those dudes that also got hemmed up testify, then Shiesty and them are still up a creek without a paddle. But I find it interesting that people are like, well, the conversation has come down to, will Gucci Mane snitch or will he won't snitch? And I find it interesting because I think about the Eazy-E and Suge Knight situation. If you didn't know, back in the day, Dr. Dre was signed to Ruthless Records. All right? Dr. Dre wanted to leave Ruthless Records and go start his own record label called Death Row. But Ruthless Records was not going to release him off his contract. So Dr. Dre told Suge Knight this situation. And allegedly, here we go, the alleged word, allegedly, Suge and several others went to the studios of one Eazy-E, and allegedly fists were put on Eazy-E, and Eazy-E begrudgingly signed over Dre's rights, signed Dre out of the contract. But Eazy-E sued Dr. Dre, Suge Knight, and Death Row. So after the contract was signed, Eazy-E went to the court, sued Suge Knight, Death Row, Dr. Dre, and he won. And what happened was, in the judgment, Dre had to pay back first materials of anything he made off Death Row. So the Chronic essentially was paying Eazy and Ruthless. So when Eazy dropped that verse, Dre Day only made Eazy's payday. That's true. When Dre Day, the diss record dropped, a lot of people bought it and didn't realize that that money was being funneled to not only Death Row, but to Ruthless and Eazy-E, because Dr. Dre had to split that money with Eazy-E. So I say that to say this. I don't know if Gucci is going to snitch, because in snitching, you get people locked up. But I would not be shocked if Gucci has a lawsuit coming down the pipe for Pooh Shiesty and others. And I would not be shocked if Gucci wants Pooh Shiesty to pay him anything that he makes off any new material that he makes on his new record label, no matter what it is. I do think Gucci will do that. Now, the snitching part, I don't know if Gucci's going to snitch. I don't know. That's a deep, for him, when he made his name off the way he made his name, is a real interesting question to ask yourself. Are you willing to go against your code that you've been talking about for so long? Are you willing to actually do something that might be able to protect your business? Because it'll make it a lot easier to recoup the money and getting that payback from Pooh Shiesty to make him have to pay back any kind of earnings that is made off any kind of money made off his new albums. But I don't know. Y'all reach back to me and let me know, because this is going to be a good one. And I think I'm going to close the show on this one. Y'all know about Kanye coming back? The Kanye West comeback? Well, in the middle of the comeback, if y'all don't know, Kanye West is doing a comeback, okay? Kanye West is going to be doing the Wireless London Festival, okay? The problem is, when you are having a festival, you have a bunch of sponsors, because no festival wants to be on the hook for paying for everything. So you bring sponsors in and, you share the bill. But now you have sponsors starting to check out. Pepsi, Rockstar, PayPal, just a couple of them. They're starting to say, well, we don't want to deal with Kanye. Kanye has to realize something with this. He put himself in his own predicament. He has apologized, and he has, written this article that went into the newspaper, I think the New York Times, I'm not too sure, but he wrote 2 apology notes that went into a newspaper for everyone. He wrote apology for the Jews, for Jewish people, and he wrote an apology. I shouldn't say written. He wrote an apology for Jewish people, and he wrote an apology for black people. Okay? So far, that's the only thing Kanye West has done to try to rehab his image and his name. Brother, that's not enough. I get that you might be trying to be different, or you trying to change, but you're going to have to do a lot more than, a couple apology letters and back to business again. I'm going to be real with you, Ye. Might want to throw a couple of free concerts every once in a while. Just saying, like going around America, going to maybe Chi-Town, seeing if you can get a free concert somewhere instead of trying to be the Mr. Stadium man, because I get it. What he's doing, Grandmaster West, selling out stadiums. It's not a lot of rappers that can sell out stadiums. It's probably a handful of rappers that can really sell out a stadium. So it's remarkable with what he's doing. But I don't know if you're going to get everybody that he had back in his prime back into the Kanye West circus tent. I hope one day, if he does the work, he'll be able to get it somewhat full again. But I don't know if it'll ever feel like those back in the day college dropout, late registration. Those moments were special, Ye. Those were special moments with special lyrics, special songs. And for you to just not even, talking bad about, a certain sector of people is already something kind of worms we got to deal with. But then to come poo-poo on us, black folks, golly, bro. Like, really? Like, we already trying to defend and protect you from your own self when you do what you're doing with these people, this religious sector of people. We're trying to protect you from the flames in yourself, but then you turn your ammunition toward us, and we like, well, bro, what we do? Now you got on White Lives Matter t-shirts, and you wearing a black KKK outfit to do it. What in the world? What? As Little John would say, what? Hey, come on, Kanye. Do better, bro. Do better. I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to the show. Thank you for giving us your 45 minutes plus. Thank you for being patient with us as we go through this transitional period of getting our co-host healthy again and back onto the set. As you know, please reach out to Jay the Jedi 0212 at IG. Send us all your get wells for Tanara J. I'll make sure that she sees and gets this information from all of you all. Thank y'all for watching. God bless. Good night. Peace.
Hey, yeah. You know what time it is. Turf and talk straight from the DMV, baby. Jason and Tara J, let's get it. We from the city where the traffic don't sleep. DC lights glow, Maryland deep. Virginia riding heavy, keep that talk on lock. From the field to the mic, yeah, we turf and talk. Sports in the streets, that's the vibe we live. Community strong, got the game to give. Jason got the playbook, always on the chart. And Tanara J, she gon' spark that heart. DMV, we reppin' real, no fake. Turf and talk, yeah, we raise that stake. From the U Street nights to the Beltway scenes, we talking dreams, hustle, and home team means turf and talk. Right from the block, Jason and Tanara J, we don't stop. Turf and talk.